Introduction to Database System. A database is a systematic or organized collection of related information that is stored in such a way that it can be easily accessed, retrieved, managed, and updated by multiple users. Data can be organized into tables, rows, columns, and index it to make it easier to find relevant information. The main purpose of the database is to operate a large amount of information by storing, retrieving, and managing data. There are many different types of databases, such as relational databases, distributed databases, cloud databases, data warehouses, NoSQL databases. Data is a collection of individual statistics, facts, or items of information. Technically, the singular form of data is datum, but we rarely use it in everyday language. Data is in a raw form and has to be organized and interpreted to extract useful information. In other words, data does not carry any meaning or purpose on its own. However, we use data for everything: for research studies, finance, business management, governance, and all forms of human activities. Furthermore, data can come in any form: text, graphs, numbers, images, etc. What is information? Information is data that is processed, organized, and structured. Information provides a context for data and helps immensely in the decision-making processes. While data is individual numbers or figures, information is the knowledge we can gather from it. Examples are payslips, schedules, reports, worksheet, bar charts, invoices, and account returns, etc. The information is obtained by assembling items of data into a meaningful form. Compare data and information. 1. Data is a collection of individual statistics, facts, or items of information, while information is data that is processed, organized, and structured. 2. Data is in raw form and unprocessed and unstructured, whereas information is processed and structured. 3. While data, on its own, might be meaningless, information is always meaningful. 4. Information relies on data, but data does not rely on information. 5. Data comes in forms like numbers, figures, and statistics, while information usually comes as words, thoughts, and ideas. Last, it may be difficult to understand data, but it's relatively easy to understand information. Data collection methods. Data collection is a process of gathering information from all the relevant sources to find a solution to the research problem. It helps to evaluate the outcome of the problem. Data collection method is divided into two categories. 1. Primary data collection methods. 2. Secondary data collection methods. Primary data collection methods. Primary data, or raw data, is a type of information that is obtained directly from the first-hand source through experiments, surveys, or observations. The primary data collection method is further classified into two types: qualitative and quantitative. Secondary data collection methods. Secondary data is data collected by someone other than the actual user. It means that the information is already available, and someone analyzes it. The secondary data includes magazines, newspapers, books, journals, etc. It may be either published data or unpublished data. 5 technique of data collection methods are questionnaires, interviews, focus groups, observation, and experimental. 1. Questionnaires are a simple, straightforward data collection method. Respondents get a series of questions, either open or close-ended, related to the matter at hand. 2. Interviews is the researcher asks questions of a large sampling of people, either by direct interviews or means of mass communication, such as by phone or mail. This method is by far the most common means of data gathering. 3. Focus groups, like interviews, are a commonly used technique. The group consists of anywhere from a half dozen to a dozen people, led by a moderator, brought together to discuss the issue. 4. Observation involves collecting information without asking questions. This method is more subjective, as it requires the researcher or observer to add their judgment to the data, but in some circumstances, the risk of bias is minimal. 5. Experiments carried out for the purpose of collecting data to be analyzed and studied are carried out in the laboratory, in the field, or using computer numerical models. It also can be a combination of two or three of the said techniques.